Let us begin reading Sail Problems, which is a part of the series Youngest A Journey Around the World. And the book is pitched at 600 Lexile. Let us begin reading Sail Problems. Youngest A Journey Around the World, Sail Problems. As she approached Australia, Lucia was feeling better and better. She was past the dash point between Africa and Australia. She was past the cottage pattern halfway sundial. She was past the halfway point. Let us give it a try. Yes. Between Africa and Australia. That meant she was closer to where she was going than where she had been. She was starting to dream of how good it would feel to finish this long adventure. She always knew that she could do it. But now that it was getting closer, it was starting to feel real. The day was bright and sunny, but it was so calm. There was not much wind to speak of. That meant that her boat was moving along very slowly. Lucia checked the weather dash on the dials. Weather, possibility, explanation, arrangement, information. Weather, information on the dials. Let us give it a try for information. Yes, it's right. She made some calculations and decided on a course of action. She would need to adjust her route and the dash and the drops, sails, combs, packs, and the sails because she was changing directions. Then she could take advantage of the wind. She could get her dash backpack and start flying towards Australia again. She could get her speed coach trial froze. She could get her speed back up and start flying towards his speed, I guess. Yes, we are right. And start flying towards Australia again. Lucia went back onto the deck. She went to the steering wheel and turned the boat slightly so that it dashed into the current. It sank, sped, spun, fell. It sped into the current. Let us see. Oops, we are wrong. So that it fell into the current. Let us read the sentence once more. Lucia went back onto the deck. She went to the steering wheel and turned the boat slightly so that it fell into the current. Then the boat could use the current to move it forward. Next, she needed to dash the sails in order to catch more wind. She needed to adjust, waddle, awaken, wobble. She needed to adjust. Let us try. Yes, we are right. She went over to the crank that would move the sail. She started to turn it. At first, she thought that it seemed harder to turn than normal. She didn't think anything of it, though. She thought maybe the wind was just making the sail harder to move. She focused her dash and turned the crank as hard as she could. She focused her blackout, strength, exchange, scramble. She focused her strength, I believe. She was trying her level best. Yes. Turned the crank as hard as she could. She heard a bad sound and then she felt the sail pop free and move. Normally, that would be a good thing, but Lucia knew that the sail had popped free too fast. She dashed the sail, really hoping not to see what she thought was going to see. She thought, she clapped, visited, grasped, lowered. Let us read the sentence once more. But Lucia knew that the sail had popped free too fast. She dashed the sail, she clapped, she visited, she grasped the sail. Let us see if she grasped it. No, she lowered it. Let us read the sentence once more. But Lucia knew that the sail had popped free too fast. She lowered the sail, really hoping not to see what she thought she was going to see. Sure enough, when she got it down, she saw it, a big tear, almost a foot long. Oh no, Lucia cried, pinching the bridge of her nose. This is the worst thing that could possibly have happened. A tear in the sail had to be dash immediately. Begun, caked, taped, fixed. I believe fixed. Yes. The more the wind hit it, the bigger it would get. That one tear could end up ripping the whole sail. Then she would really be in whistle, weeping, brother, trouble. Most probably trouble. Let us proceed further. Lucia knew she had to move fast. She tried to stay calm. She lowered the sail down and dashed out the tear and snapped, marched, checked, sprayed, and checked out the and checked. Yes, checked. Yes. It was a big tear, bigger than she had ever had to fix before. She took a deep breath and looked around her. Her heart was racing. It was nothing but water on all sides. She figured she was 100 miles from land. She would have to do fix the sail herself. She had fixed tears in sails before, but then she had her dad with her. Now she was on her own, and the pressure was so much higher. Lucia's sailing skills were being put to the test. Wood bush hero. Put to test. Let's proceed. After she went to get her repair kit below deck, she got to work. The dash felt quieter with a broken boat. The dash, the storm month brave ocean. Is it the ocean felt quieter? Yes. First, she had to sew the tear back together. She found her needle and special thread. The thread was heavy duty and could hold up in the weather. Lucia took several deep breaths and told herself not to panic. Her heart had been beating so quickly. As she started sewing the tear in the sail, she could feel her heart rate slowing. She kept her hands dashed and made careful stitches. She kept her hands golden, glassy, steady, winged, maybe steady, yes, and made careful stitches. After about 30 minutes, she had stitched up the tear. Then she found some special glue. The glue would help to hold the sail together even longer. She carefully applied the glue and then set the sail aside to dry. Lucia sat down. The situation was under control. I really hope this works, she told herself. If it didn't, she would have to call for help and end her dash at setting the record, end her leather breaker attempt, reader, maybe end her attempt, yes, at setting the record. When the sail was dry, she hoisted it up. It looked like it was going to work. She set off toward Australia again and was happy to see that the sail was working just fine. The rest of the journey to Australia took Lucia 3 more weeks. She sailed into Dash in a new country. She sailed into Port Crop Card Clue. Port, yes, in a new country with her sail still holding up. Still, she wanted to be sure that it was okay. She took it to a repairman in town to see if he could make it better. The repairman looked over the sail carefully and then turned to Lucia. I don't think you even need more repairs, he told her. The sail looks as dash as ever, as sudden spiral strong spaced. I believe strong. Did you do these repairs yourself? Yeah, I had a repair kit, Lucia replied. I have dashed sails with my dad before. I have worried, guarded, honored, patched sails with my dad before. So I knew what I was doing. I'm glad it's okay because I have a long way to go until I get back to California. The repairman paused for a moment. Then he looked at her with a smile. Wait, are you Lucia Richardson? He asked her. Lucia was surprised he knew her. Yes, I am, she told him. I have heard of you. You are trying to set that record. I read about it on the internet. I'm really glad that I could help you, and best of luck on the rest of the trip. Lucia made her way back to the boat. She was so happy that her sail was looking strong. She needed it to hold up for the rest of the journey. She was also excited that people knew who she was. She had Dash in Australia. She had naps, tips, fans, fogs, maybe fans. Yes, in Australia. And how cool was that? She slept well that night, resting up for the rest of the journey ahead. She pointed her boat dash home towards thrones, endings, glances, I believe towards, yes, home, and got excited about the idea that she was going to complete this dream. That's the end of the story.